Are you having trouble remembering the ranges of the timpani? If so, I'm glad you're here because today we will be going through the best and easiest tip to remembering the ranges of the timpani coming up. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zachary Savinsky, and let's face it, there are so many different instruments involved in the world of percussion that have so many details and intricacies to them. And whether you're actually a percussionist or someone who's going to be a music educator, I think it's very important to learn about these many details so you can help improve your playing and your teaching. So with all of that being said, let's get into today's topic of timpani ranges. But before we can actually start talking about the drums themselves, there's some music theory we have to iron out first. Now, I'm not a music theory expert, but I'm going to give a super basic explanation of what we need to know for the context of the ranges of the timpani. But if you already think you have the knowledge necessary, you can go ahead and fast forward to the timestamp you see on the screen. All right, time for our theory lesson. And we're going to start by taking a look at the B flat major triad, which consists of the notes B flat, D, and F. How did we get those notes, you ask? Well, let's move over to the scale to explain. And as you can see, this is the B flat major scale, which is made up of the notes B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, and B flat again on the top. And as I'm sure you noticed, all three notes that we're analyzing in our chord are in this scale. This is because this B flat major triad is a diatonic chord, which means that it's only made up of notes from the scale it's based on. So okay, we know where all the notes came from, but how did we pick those three specific notes out of the 7 notes of the scale to be a part of this chord? Well, the B flat chord we're analyzing is a major triad, which means it's built with 2 intervals. A major third from the bottom note to the middle note, and a minor third from the middle note to the top note. So going back to the scale, we know B flat is our bottom or root note. And then a major third up from B flat is D, which is the 3rd note of the scale. And then a minor third up from D is F, the 5th note of the scale. So there we have the B flat major triad, which consists of the 1st, 3rd, and 5th scale degrees, B flat, D, and F. So you're probably thinking, okay, cool, I learned some music theory. But what about the timpani ranges, Zachary? We're getting there, but there's one more thing we have to do first. Explain the concept of inverted chords. So heading back to our wonderful B flat major chord, the position it's in right now is called root position. But if I were to move the B flat, the root of the chord, up an octave, so that way D is the bottom note, that would put this chord in first inversion, meaning the middle note of the triad is now the bottom of the chord. In addition, if we were to move the D up an octave as well, leaving F on the bottom, that would put the chord in second inversion. But for the sake of this video, just remember what the chord looks like in first inversion. D on the bottom, then F, and B flat on top. All right, thank you for bearing with me through that mini theory lesson. I promise you, it's gonna pay off. And now, it's time to get to the timpani ranges. And the easiest way to remember those gosh darn timpani ranges? The B flat major triad in first inversion. What? Did you guys think I was talking about that for no reason? Come on, you know me better than that. Anyways, all you're gonna need to remember is the order of the pitches. D, then F, then B flat. So starting with the largest drum, the 32-inch, the lowest note is going to be the D. Seems how that's the bottom note of the triad. And to get the highest note each drum can reach, you're gonna need to go up the interval of a perfect fifth from each bottom note, which for the 32-inch would end up being A. Then for the next drum, the 29-inch, the lowest pitch is going to be the F, because that's the next note in the triad. And a perfect fifth up from that would be C, which will be the highest note that drum can reach. Next we have the 26-inch, and the lowest note for that drum is going to be the B flat, the final note of the triad. And then going up a perfect fifth from that will be F, which will be the highest pitch for that drum. All right, now, to round it out with the smallest drum, the 23-inch, you would start over again with the bottom of the triad, which would be D, which would make that the lowest pitch the drum can reach, and then A, the highest pitch. And if you have any timpani drums smaller than this, you would just keep repeating this process over and over again. But a setup of having a 32-inch, 29-inch, 26-inch, and 23-inch is the most typical timpani setup. All right, I know that was information overload, so here's a quick recap. The tip to remembering the timpani ranges is all set up by the B flat major triad in first inversion, which has the notes D, F, and B flat. And because of this, the bottom note of the 32-inch is D, F for the 29-inch, B flat for the 26-inch, and D for the 23-inch. Then to get the highest note each drum can reach, you go up the interval of a perfect fifth from each lowest note, making the full range of the timpani D to A for the 32-inch, F to C for the 29-inch, B flat to F for the 26-inch, and D to A for the 23-inch drum. So there you have it. A super simple, once you get used to the theory behind it, tip for remembering the ranges of the timpani. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of this content. And hey, if you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps me out. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.